but it's actually targeting your DNS server. So how does everyone know how DNS works? Pretty much. So I don't know the IP address of Hotdog, but Hotdog.com is my website. I don't know the IP address of Hotdog.com, but I do know that if I need to access it, I'll access www.hotdog.com. So what I'm trying to do, that is trying to do here is wherever my definition that DNS entry that Hotdog.com points to this IP address is hosted, I target that way. If I can bring up the server, DNS server, even though my application is running fine, nobody in the world can actually know what is the IP address of Hotdog.com, as a result of which, even though your application is running fine, you can't access it. So that's so all of these are random subdomain queries. So that's why it's called randomized DNS queries. Right. So any questions here? I just wanted to stop.
Rudy and that Slurus attack, they both were quite the same now. We were sending.
It's just a variation of the attack because again, Slurus is specific to Apache servers, whereas Rudy is generic to all. You can have Nginx running behind it, or you can have maybe IIS or maybe Tomcat. It works for all. So, and there are signatures that you can use for Slurus. These are just variants. So on the reflection side, so the idea behind this attack is, let's say, can you tell me name of website that you want to go at? Nullcontent. So he wants to attack nullcontent. So what I'm going to do here in this case is, I will go to all the DNS servers which are out publicly available. So open resources. And what I'll do is, I will send a DNS request to Hotdog. Right? Now, the only difference I'll do is, instead of mentioning my own IP address, I will spoof the IP address of nullcontent. When the request goes to these DNS servers, the DNS servers respond back. The IP address of Hotdog.com is true. But instead of coming into me, it will go to you. The amplification. So basically, the request that giving the IP address of Hotdog.com can have a response which can be much larger than the request. So if I send the 1 Gbps of DNS queries for Hotdog.com with spoof IP address of nullcontent, I get almost 70 times the amplification. So the attack will become 70 Gbps. So that is a reflection attack. And at the same time, if the amplification is large enough, it is called DNS amplification. So which is typically called DNS reflection/amplification. Now that's the same pattern that is used. So as you can also see here, I spoof my IP address to his, and I send the request to a DNS server. If you want to identify who is attacking you, so if you want to identify who is attacking nullcontent.net, you will get the IP address for these DNS servers. You will never get the IP address of me who is attacking. In fact, it's not even going to be me, it will be one of the so many of the bots that I control who will be making these DNS requests, collectively making 1 Gbps of request and ultimately coming down to 70 Gbps to nullcontent. So it's, you can see it's very hard to how we trace back. You can't go in each of these DNS servers and identify which are the IP addresses that made this query to you, because you don't control that. That may be anywhere in the world. So similarly, we have NTP. NTP is for time synchronization. It's a protocol for time synchronization. They had a bug that you could basically make query to monolith. Monolith basically is a query to an NTP server asking that, okay, get me the list of all the last 600 users who send a request to you. So what happens is, it's a similar attack, but similar like DNS, but just the protocol is different. But here the amplification packet can be as large as 2 times, which is what makes this attack very dicey. The good thing is that there are not too many NTP servers publicly available, but say Google and Microsoft and Apple, they have NTP servers running. That's why that they synchronize the time. Not all have, because periodically keep some synchronizing the time. But apart from that, there are not too many NDB servers available for the attack. The next one is SNMP. So SNMP is for managing network devices protocol. But same concept. Here you send a request to NTP, SNMP enabled devices. The factor of amplification here is really high, 70%. But the good thing about this, at least from the defensive side, is that there are not many ATP enabled devices which are publicly accessible. But that's again increasing as people are doing more IT work. But still not too many publicly available. So the mechanism of the attack is pretty much the same. It's just they're using different protocols for reloading. Okay. So I'm coming towards the good part. So how do you go about mitigating? So one thing that you should definitely do is always enable syntax in your application server. Most of the servers is already enabled by default. Especially like Windows server operating system has it enabled by default, but for Linux you might have to go and enable it manually. Block unnecessary ports. So this will help stop the attack at the router or at the firewall without it affecting your application service. So you can use IP tables or firewall settings to stop the attack at the perimeter itself. Be nice. Do not expose your DNS resolvers. So if you have a internal DNS resolver, don't expose it publicly. Unless you're giving it to your customers also. The reason is, if it's available publicly, chances are some of the attackers will identify if this is a DNS resolver and they will use it to launch attack on somebody else. And when they try to do that, chances are that your IP can also get blacklisted. So, as a collateral, somebody else also gets attacked and you also get bad name. So you don't want this to happen. Another thing that you can do is stop spoof IPs from going out from your end. So you put settings on your router and your firewall that nobody tries to send packets with a spoof IP address that does not belong to the IP range of your end. So that will ensure that you're not launching an attack and your precious bandwidth is not being used for attacking something else. So Vogon filtering, so this is something that you can enable on your router. So at a particular point of time, a lot of IP addresses are not in use. So they're not assigned to somebody. So attackers use typically spoof IP addresses randomly, or they may choose these Vogon IPs which are not in use currently. They are also called dark IPs because they're not been assigned. So if you get traffic from such IPs, they are 100% guaranteed malicious. So you stop. Why do you want to retain that? So just drop it on your egress route. Incorporate high availability in DRs for your network. So high availability will ensure that if you have a high availability for your firewall, so if one firewall goes down because of DDoS, actually there's something else which is in active mode which can take the load. And you can also set up in active mode, or you can have both of them running simultaneously so you can handle more and more of traffic. DR side is useful so that it will give you some bandwidth so that in case your primary data center is down because of DDoS attack, DR is able to handle some of the traffic and you can share the load between the two also because then you actually going to your load and actually mitigate. So these are good to have. Capacity planning and dynamic provision. So if you have a website to service and you want to service 100 customers, try to have provisioning for say 500 customers, so that if you get heavy load, you can handle that load, or if you get an attack, you're still able to allow access to those 100 users can still access your website, even though it may be a bit slow, at least they will be able to access. So always plan for overcapacity, not too much because it will be too much on your budget, but you should always have that plan. The other thing that you can do, especially with the cloud, the benefit of running a website on the cloud is that you can have dynamic automation. So when you see too much of load coming in, so you can always expand the fleet and contract it once the load is less. So that's the beauty of cloud. But by no means that is the only way of mitigating DDoS attacks, and that should be the last option you should take. The reason I'm saying that is because if you are getting a DDoS attack and you're expanding the fleet, saying, okay, I'll take in more traffic, at least I'll be able to service my customers. First of all, you're paying money to expand your fleet, and you're paying money to handle garbage traffic. Why do you want to waste your money? So that is not the right strategy, but that is a strategy that you can avoid your IPs from being blacklisted. That is because chances are then the other ISPs who will take your IP will block their users from accessing your website. Empower your network with network visibility. So if you don't have the visibility of what is happening in your network, it's very hard for you to identify whether you are under attack. Even if you are under attack and you do make a good estimation that I'm under DDoS attack, you don't know what kind of attack you're getting and what is the right value you should set to mitigate the attack. So having knowledge of what goes on in your network is very important. If I ask you, do you know how much traffic on an average do you get on a daily basis? I will have an answer to that. Maybe you need some solution there. Micro architecture. So this is more on the development side. So when you make a complex website, break it down into small pieces. So individual components that work loosely connected and work in that vector. The reason you should do that is because you will be able to identify what will next in your application is, and then you can expand, add extra server capacity for only those bottlenecks. So that in case of an attack, you don't have to expand your entire fleet dramatically. You only have to expand that part which is choking your application. This is more on a little bit on software side. Train your staff, conduct mock drills, get a security audit company to do an external penetration testing for your IT network, and if somebody is providing DDoS assessment, get that, do that. That is going to help you at least know how much resilient you are against DDoS attacks and what kinds of attacks you need to cater to. Have a single point of contact with your application. So if you are having an IT network, you can know in case I'm under DDoS whom I should contact. And don't have just one upstream provider. Don't just have internet from one ISP. If you're having it with Airtel, also go and have another one with, say, MPL, City, or Tata, so that if you're getting attacked from one ISP, at least you can access your website from another ISP. So you should always have multiple upstream providers. Now, these are some good things to do. Use a content delivery network. So content delivery networks are used so that all the static contents of your website are closer to the user, so your website goes faster. The advantage of that from DDoS perspective is that your application servers are only focused on delivering dynamic content, and all the static contents are fetched from these CDN networks. So it reduces the load on your application server, and they can handle more number of requests. So these are some of the good things that you can do. Similarly, you can install load balancer and EDC. So EDC also cache content, and some of the new ones also cache dynamic content. So that can help in sending the reducing the load on the application servers themselves.
Can you explain a bit more about content delivery network? How does pertains to security? Because I understand it distributes static and dynamic load, but then how does it pertain to security?
So
how can you reduce security?
So when I request a web page, say a horizontal, right?
Yeah.
So it will make a request, it will send you back an HTML page. Then there are a lot of images, CSS, JavaScript, other things also that needs to come. Right? All of them are being delivered by the application server itself, right? And the data is also large because these are the static files. The images are larger in size compared to the HTML itself, right? So you reduce the load of the bandwidth, and you reduce the load on the application server in responding to these static items.
Agreed. Yeah.
So when it moves to CDN, and somebody makes a request, your servers can actually handle more number of requests because they are not serving static content anymore.
Yeah.
Right? So it saves the bandwidth, it saves the CPU and the RAM usage on the application server side. So it increases your capacity of handling.
Yeah, no, that's correct. But then I was just trying to understand from security perspective, how does it?
So it's not exactly for DDoS mitigation,
Yeah.
but it will definitely help if you are under DDoS.
Yeah.
That's the idea. So these are some good to have practices. Of course, having a DDoS solution is one of the things that you can do, but I will not mention it here.
Yeah, I was trying to understand. I mean, I'm not an IT expert, so this could be a dumb question, but a lot of these services which you're seeing, or like all this technical stuff, load balancing and all, these days are provided by cloud suppliers, SAS or PaaS. So, is it recommended to use cloud services to reduce the chances of attack, or does it help, does it not help?
Okay. So yes, in a way, if you go to services like AWS hosting, it will help. If your organization hosting their website on AWS, they will mitigate the attack for you. But then there is a catch. See, you need to understand the intent behind the organization. AWS will only come into start mitigating the attack for you only if their services start getting. This is I'm talking from person to person. There are chances that if the attack is really big and that is impacting other customers on AWS, AWS will tell you, please back up your website and go somewhere else. That is also a possibility. That happens. That said, they are now providing DDoS as a service free of charge for anybody who is hosting the website on AWS. But that is only against attacks which are volumetric, so large attacks of 100 Gbps, 500 Gbps, like that. Okay? Because they have the infrastructure to handle this back. If you need something very specific for your website, they charge you 50 for it, but they do have an option for that. But there are cheaper alternatives available as well. You can have a dedicated solution for your website, even on the cloud. There are solutions that are there. So yes, moving to cloud is a good option. But if you have an IT network within your organization, some of them won't want to move to the cloud because of compliance reasons and the data centers outside the country or something like that, right? So they may still want to retain certain part of it. So for those organizations, what should they do? Right? So if you want to open a new website, I would definitely recommend go to hosting. It's cheaper and a lot of things are automatic. The CDN that I'm talking about, they all provide all of that. So the website will load faster anywhere in geography, and a lot of things you get just like definitely you should do.
Now everything is chargeable.
Right.
So even if you look at the network traffic, it is capped. So if the attack is large,
Yes. Yeah.
your service will be because Amazon will not even come into picture if it's just or fixed time.
Right.
So your service will be down, but Amazon will be happily running. So they will not even bother to investigate your issue.
So that's true. Yes, it cost will increase, but if you are able to prove it to Amazon that it was not genuine customers, but actually an attack that happened on your website, they can waiver the cost for you. Because they don't want the customers to go. They do waiver it sometimes. So in case if you're a victim of DDoS, you should talk to your service provider. So what is the good about that? It's not your headache, but that's not true. It is your headache because it is your data center that is done. Because your website that are not working. But it's not your headache in mitigating it. The other part is because we have time for mitigating the attack. It could be unreliable because they don't know what kind of traffic you get on a day-to-day basis. They just see the thing traffic will broad mitigate. As a result of it, it is possible that genuine customers are also blocked from accessing your website. So it has a collateral damage and pretty high. You as a victim do not have visibility into the attack. What type of attack is happening and what should you do? You don't even have any training expertise. So in case it happens again, what do you do? And most importantly, what if the attack is services? So if it takes about 15 minutes for your ISP to come and start mitigating the attack for you, and the attack is hitting an attack. So it comes, 10 minutes the attack, you call up the ISP, by the time he comes in, the attack is gone, Then after 45 minutes, the attack comes again, and the same thing keeps on happening. So what do you do with that? For those who are using cloud-based solutions or are hosting the website on the cloud, they typically go with cloud-based solutions rather than the ISP. The situation is somewhat safe. You do have some degree of control, at least if you take a cloud-based DDoS service. It will be faster response compared to the ISP, because in ISP there is some manual intervention that is required. Here things are automated. It is effective in reducing the attack, not entirely eliminating the attack. That's again because there are multiple users on the same network and they're mitigating the attacks for all of them. So they don't keep a track of individual websites, of how much traffic you're getting and how much, what is the regular pattern and what is the attack pattern. So they won't have that information. So the attack will be effective in reducing to the level that you want, but it will not be able to eliminate the attack. It's not an option for critical sectors where compliance is a thing. A lot of banks don't want their traffic to go to Singapore, cloud DDoS service, and get corrupt and get clean and come back to India. You don't want your banks to send the traffic to some other bank. So that makes it effective. That is why, for compliance reason, a lot of critical sectors don't use that. It definitely increases the latency because the traffic doesn't come directly to you. First goes to your cloud service provider, gets cleaned, and then comes back to you. It's reliable, but then there is a possibility of collateral damage because they don't have full visibility of what generally happens on your website. And in case you get an attack and then you go to the cloud service provider, first of all, they'll charge you very heavily for that, just because you're not using it on a regular basis. You're only using it when you are under attack, and then you know you're vulnerable, and that's why they extract more money from you. The other thing is that it takes time for them to set up the account, and it will take another 15 minutes. So that it's a one-time thing, but then it happens. So quite well. When we talk about on-premise solutions, you have full control. It's automatic responses, really immediate. It's most effective with least collateral damage because the device is monitoring all 24% whatever traffic is coming in and going out. So it exactly knows what is how the user behaves and how the attacker is behaving. So it's able to identify the attack and will maintain an audit trail of the attack. So you can always train your staff or at least know what kind of attacks you usually get, and you have an attack history. The other part is you need a team to manage it and request mechanism. You can't handle volumetric attack that is over and beyond your IT network bandwidth. So if you have 10 Mbps, if you put a 1 Gbps solution, that 1 Gbps solution will only be able to handle 10 Mbps of traffic because the internet pipeline is only 10 Mbps. So when the attack process 10 Mbps, you have to talk to your IT. So, okay. Something that I already talked about, on-premise solutions are 24/7 always on. They're dedicated, they're stateless, they don't maintain any state, which is why we can have high throughput. They have extremely low latency, and they use a lot of the new solutions use machine learning. But the idea behind this is that machine learning, they try to reduce the mean time to respond to DDoS attacks. So they don't want to involve you into mitigating the attack, they'll do it themselves. They'll detect the attack, they will change the settings appropriately and mitigate it for you.
Does it mean they show alerts? I mean,
yes.
So they only show alerts, and
yes.
then you have to manually do whatever.
So depends on the attack. So in some attacks, when they don't want to change, they won't change certain settings. They will prompt you that okay, this is the attack, this is the pattern. Please go and look into it, and these are the suggested things that you can do. I think that's what all does. But so they'll prompt you into going and changing certain mitigations that will help you mitigate the attack. In a lot of standard cases, they will identify the attack and mitigate it for you without even having to call. They will alert you. They will say, okay, this attack happened at this point of time. This was the duration of the attack. This is where it came from, and so. But then it will not. You don't have to do any action.
It's all in real time.
It's all in real time.
Exactly.
So they are definitely highly accurate because they know everything that happens in the data center. They know collateral damage. They have low false positives, but no person. So if there is an attack, they will definitely detect the attack. There might be cases that it's not an attack, they will say, okay, it's an attack, but it's not an attack. So that also is possible. And that's false positive. But in case of ISP or cloud-based solution, even if you're under attack, it is possible that the cloud-based service or your ISP is not able to detect it as an attack. Right? So because you don't require to send too much of bandwidth to actually launch a successful reverse attack, they send very few packets and still bring down the website. So your ISP and your cloud will not be able to face such attacks. So this is the comparison part. So with any UDP network-based attacks which do not choke your bandwidth, both on-premise and cloud-based solutions are able to mitigate. For that's actually your bandwidth. You have to go with cloud-based or ISP solution. On-premise will not be able to mitigate. SSL-based attacks, mostly you don't share your SSL certificates with your ISP or cloud. So in that case, cloud-based will not be able to mitigate it. You have to use an on-premise. All these low and slow HTTP-based attacks, low and slow attacks, or multi-vector attacks, only the on-premise is able to mitigate that for you, because these application-layer attacks, only the on-premise solution has the ability. What on-premise solution can also do is identify internal attacks. If the attack is happening from the network going out to the internet, on-premise solution will be able to mitigate that. Cloud ISP is able to. So that's why from the mean time to respond, cloud-based solutions are really slow. On-premise system which is actually automatic. It starts automatically at the same. How do they go about doing the mitigation? So basically what cloud-based solutions do is, for every attack, they will divert the traffic to somebody, to a scrubbing center where it gets cleaned, and then the traffic is re-injected into the router, right? So that is not the case with your on-premise solutions. Basically, sits in line with the like any other firewall or experiment. So if you are under attack, what should you do? Best solution is to go with hybrid solution, but then of course it is expensive. But let me tell you one. We are all here in India. If you are under an attack, having an on-premise solution is great, right? ISP based, and if you get a volumetric attack, if you get anything over 1 Gbps, your ISP is bound to get it because your ISP is also on a DDos. So they will mitigate it for you without you having to pay them. I'm not saying that's what you should do, but they will mitigate that for you.
Just block your IP. They don't do anything for our IP. They just block your IP.
So
you're just down.
How will they'll block your IP?
They don't mitigate it. They just you're out of the network, and after sometimes they will put you back on if it's very big. They don't have any mitigation.
They don't do that. That I take my words back because at least in the US that's not how.
In US it doesn't, but over here that's it. They just nudge your IP. You're out of the network. And that will die. They'll put you back on.
Okay.
And there's no upstream this thing and all.
But still, I've not really heard of large volume attacks happening in India, though that might change in the years to come. But for any advanced layer attacks, and you should choose to use an on-premise solution first before you think about into a cloud-based solution. It will at least mitigate the majority of attacks for you. That said, it depends upon your IT network and it depends upon a case-to-case basis. Sometimes it's good to have, if you don't have the IT security team in your organization, why bother getting a device if there's nobody to manage that? You might as well use a cloud-based solution or an ISP, talk to your ISP and take the service from them. It's a bit expensive here in India, but at least on the cloud, if your website is hosted on the cloud, it's quite cheap. So, I'm done. I check. Okay, so So I think I'm short because I started at 11:30, but just
still have
5
time to
minutes.
start with
Yeah. So just 5 minutes, and I think I can have your answer. We talked about Mirai, right? So what my team did. So I have a video for this one, and I do have like a demonstration secretary. So I'll show you the video first. So what we did was the attack that happened on night that was used using Mirai botnet. Soon after they open sourced their source code. So one of my team downloaded that, DDos downloaded that source code, compiled it. We put it on a DVR and a security camera. And there's a very short video that shows how we set it up and we launched an attack. And we had a website which was being protected by DDos, and how DDos was able to mitigate the attack, as well as I will show you all the things that you can do. So it's pretty fast. So basically, it's getting into the security camera. So that's the security camera. So you download Mirai code here, and let's set it up. So you're using a command and control server to connect to the botnet, which is on the security camera now. And from here, send a command to launch a UDP file. So this is DDos. As you can see, it's hardly any traffic here. Now it's going to launch an attack. Send the command to the bot, launch the attack. The attack is launched. And now you can see that previously traffic was this much, now it's grown to almost about 120 Mbps of attack. Just from one security camera, 120 Mbps. And this is how it shows you that details about the attack, whether it's ongoing, and you get list of things, log it, you can see what's going on. And as you can see here, the solution automatically detected the attack, and we have a DNS firewall here. So this was mitigated by DNS firewall, and automatically without the user having to do it. You just got notified, just open it, and this is how it is. So that's what the optimized solution can do for you. I'm not saying I am on the solution. I was merely giving my opinion, but that's what they can do. They can automatically detect and mitigate the attack in real time without you having to do anything. And you can see some stats and other details. So you can know what goes on in your network just using a solution that gives you that insight as well as mitigate the attacks. Since I did not have my device here, it's very. So what I did was I have a laptop here. I am running my cloud-based DDoS application solution here, and there's a web server running here. So I'm just taking this running. So I do not have a network or Wi-Fi or cloud-based solution. So what I did was, see, the thing that happened with Mirai was that they used security cameras, and after that they started bragging about it. So then they said, now next thing that we're going to do is we're going to use a smartphone to launch DDoS attacks. So they'll install bots on your smartphones and use your 3G and 4G network to launch that. So what we've done here is, okay, so So I'm just going to, I have an app on my phone which actually is going to launch the attack on that server. So I have not launched the attack yet. So you can see it's auto refreshing right now. That is going to stop briefly, I guess. Because now I've launched the attack. As you can see, it's red in color. When it's red in color, it's basically running the attack. I've given the IP address of that machine, and this guy is acting as a router. And because this guy is launching the attack, it's just a smartphone. That is why it's stopping. It is not, you can't see the website because this guy is connecting to that server through this, and this guy is heavily loaded right now. When you stop this, things will come back up. As you can see, I was able to launch 40 Mbps of attack. And the solution was actually the outbound traffic that was going on. Is not as much, it's just 5 Mbps. So it did increase, but the solution reduced the attack volume drastically from 40 Mbps to this. If I show you the mitigations, if I did not forget to set the settings, this one shows right now that these packets were dropped automatically by the agent. The reason I was not able to access it because of this guy was overloaded, but otherwise that website was accessible. You can access that website. The attack got mitigated. So this is an agent-based solution. So basically, this guy sits on the application servers themselves. So they're very cheap rather than having a big server in your IT network. You can install these agents anywhere, whether it's on the cloud or whether it's on-premise on the application service. The good thing about these agents are they provide DDos protection as well as application layer protections like secret protection, process. This is automatically taking care of all those protection as well. So that's all I had for the demo. Any questions? Any feedback?
Should we pass, right?
You can take my number.
I know that.
You mentioned machine learning. So what's really happening in that case? Or when you say machine learning is like for DDos, what's that you are? What's the trend over there?
See, the entire reason behind using machine learning, actually it's, so